Nice tough, though.
I'll tell you what, hard punches.
Yeah. Body shots, good body shots.
The body shots don't bother me.
All right, guys, one more time. Avron Williams and Brian Butler.
Who? Bruce like a pussy, though, man. Bruce like a... Well, David, I guess we're up here because this is the start of a fight that you and I are both really looking forward to. Brian Butler fighting out of Team Combat, manages fighters out of Sucker Punch, a lot of UFC fighters, Bellator, Strikeforce, UFC.
And me.
And you. And, you know, this is something that we thought he would never fight again. He's decided to do it, and he's fighting against Avron Williams, the last fighter out of Team Knock Moy here in Richmond that'll be fighting tonight. And, you know, you look at these two, they both look even. Looks like neither of them have that big physical advantage. Brian Butler, hard punches, you know, nice overhand right that lands hard. Right. And well, let's see, you know, if he can do this.
Yeah, I like to work with Brian. Man. Brian is a tough guy. So,
yeah.
We'll see how he's gonna do it against this kid. This kid looking wild.
Look at the speed on him, though, man. Wow, fast. So, yeah, but you know, even though he's got that speed, very wingy punches, a little wild on those. You know, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's too wild.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't look like he's getting full, you know, the full, you know, full delivery of what he could throw right there. So. You know, and it's something that's a little disconcerting for some people, you know, when they first face somebody like that, you know, because they're worried about it. But I honestly, I think he can walk into a few of those punches and really land his own. So he's controlling the center of the ring, but you know, even there, you see him throw that right hand.
Brian's doing a good job. Also, keep it calm down and relax it.
When you watch him throw that right hand, he doesn't roll his shoulder over. He keeps it back.
Just throw the hand.
He takes a lot of length off of that. He tries to make up for that length by leaning forward, and he's going to end up hurting himself by catching a right cross and getting dropped. So let's see.
I gotta tell something, man. Like when Brian starts to counter those punches, there's a bit of trouble for Avron.
I think when he gets his timing down, I think you're gonna see a big shot land by Butler. So, you know, let's see. Yeah, now he's put himself up against a rope, and that kind of negates any sort of speed he has.
That's the place Brian likes to fight. You know, push someone against the ropes. Throw hard punches.
Yeah, and right there, he missed with that kick. I think that was an opportunity for Brian to step in and a little showmanship and you know nothing really behind it. So you know, lot of movement,
but no
damage.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, this is a game where you got to cause damage.
I can tell 10-9 by Brian because those kicks.
Yeah. I mean, really, those are the only things we saw land that round are those leg kicks. Everything else?
Nothing.
Nothing. You know, a lot of flailing, nothing crisp. You know, like I said, he tends to leave his right shoulder back when he throws and trying to make up for it by leaning forward.
I think Brian's going to start to use this and counter those punches in this next round.
So, you know, let's see what happens. You know, if I were, you know, let's look at this two ways. If I was Avron, you know, I would look at trying to slow things down a little bit. You know, trying to pick my shots. Not so much of the wild flailing as much. If I were Brian, I'd look at walking forward and throwing hard because I definitely think the openings are there.
I think it's just.
I look at throwing a couple hard shots and coming out with the right kick because he keeps rotating into those.
I think Avron just waits his energy, and Brian's going to start to counter this.
There, you know, this time he stepped into distance when he threw those punches, and you know, and that's kind of where he wants to be. So far we watched a few flurries there, and it looks like Avron's gotten him. You know, right there, Brian had the opportunity to put him in the corner and get him where he wanted. And, you know, he didn't take advantage of it. He needs to start cutting this ring off. Nice leg kick.
Good kick by Brian.
But he's got to finish with more than that. It just can't be a single leg kick, right? He's got to put the combinations together, and he's not doing it. God, he's got some long arms, doesn't he? Again,
Another
nice
kick by
leg kick.
Brian.
Yeah.
He need to take the pace and falling through for
Yeah,
punches.
right there. He could have finished. He could have returned with a right cross, and he's not doing it. He's boom right there, like I told you. You know, I don't think the punches he's throwing are really there. So, he likes to blade himself when he throws that jab. That sets him up for the kick. On Brian's part. So,
what Brian should
Brian,
do that kind
again, he's got it's that one punch, or it's that one kick, and he does nothing afterwards. Right here, he's slowed down. Take advantage of him. Throw some punches. 100% of punches you don't throw, you're never going to connect with. Nice leg kick, but again, single leg kick, no combinations to follow up with.
Yeah, that's the only thing Brian should do is that through those heavy leg kicks and falling through for
leg
punches.
kick, nothing to follow up with it. And he's taking shots to the face. Again, he needs to come back with punches,
Good left hand.
Yeah. Well, even that, he missed,
And I can tell, if you see Avron walk to his corner, he was already kind of without balance. I think he felt it.
So,
I think Brian slowed him down a little bit. Then the next round,
I think it's starting to take. When you go at that pace, it begins to take a toll on you, right? You begin to work yourself out. Another thing that you have is you've got those leg kicks that you've taken. The first couple might not hurt, but after a while, it begins to wear you down, right? I like. He looks like he was throwing a crisp. His right hand looked a lot better in that round. So, I think he's put himself in some positions up against a rope that Brian just didn't take advantage of. It's almost like he gave him a free pass. No, here we go. Start of the third round. If anything, I would say that you're looking at something like a 1-all situation right now.
Not a good kick by Brian, but still not falling through for punches.
Yep. Again, single kick, no combination to follow with afterwards. So
Good kick by Brian.
Needs to, when he gets up near these ropes, Brian needs to cut it off. And work his way in till he's in punch distance. Again, big overhand, leaves his right shoulder back, leans forward. That's how he makes up the distance. Even if he were to hit with that, I think it would be more of a slapping. So right here, up against the ropes, Brian should be stepping forward, trying to take advantage, and he's not.
Every time Brian moving forward, putting against the rope, that's the moment he should use it.
He can't, it's tough for him to get out. You have the opportunity to cut off the ring, and he's not doing it. I mean, how many punches has Brian thrown in this whole fight? Maybe 20? I'd like to see a little more. I think his right cross is his the weapon that he finishes with. And he's not doing anything with it.
You know what bothers me? We was working before this fight, and he was doing a great job with his hands.
Again, you got him cornered. Don't let him out. Step to his right where you have him. You're going to step away from his power shot.
Not a good kick.
He keeps rolling. Like I said, combination, right kick, because he keeps rolling into that right kick. Right? He keeps rolling into that right kick. And here's an opportunity for Brian to do that, and he's not.
That's the only thing he have to do. He need to fall through with his punches.
So one shot.
I can't understand why he's waiting for.
And there's the end of the fight. So
make some noise, Richmond. Come on.
I'm gonna have to say this was a little anticlimactic.
I think Brian won, but
well, he's definitely more active in that third round. We can say he won the first and the third.
It could be an easier fight for him if he falling through with his punches every time he lands those kicks. Real hard, low kicks. Yeah, one more time. I think somebody else not gonna walk tomorrow, Henry.
Yeah, he's definitely a lot of damage to that left leg. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Avron Williams and Brian Butler. And the winner, by unanimous decision, from the blue corner, Brian Butler.
He went 0 for 3.